Akademiks, check it out now. Listen, I have just been informed by someone who's been in court the whole time. I got sources out there in Texas, and they're saying that the Tay K trial is now officially over. He's found guilty of murder. Now, I'll explain the difference between capital murder and murder. Actually, I'll do it now. Capital murder means he would automatically be sentenced to life in prison. Just him being found guilty of murder, he has the option, or not, he doesn't have shit really, but the judge has the option of sentencing him between 5 years all the way to 99 years. Of course, everybody who was his co-defendant at first, who all cop pleas, they took about 20 to 30. You can imagine he's getting about 20 to 45. The fact that he brought it to trial, he's not going to get as lenient sentence as the other people who they believe was just as integral to the plot of the murder. They're just saying that Tay K made them sweat, so they're going to give him time. Anyway, here's the thing. Remember I told y'all it's a risky move for Tay K to essentially plead guilty to the robbery, but then try to separate the murder from the robbery. The murder would have never happened if it wasn't for the robbery. Okay? And him and his team's entire case of trying to prove that the murder, to keep it real, was very different from the robbery and he didn't plan a murder was, to me, idiotic. We've seen multiple cases where if you do crime A and crime B, C, D, E, F, G happens because of crime A, if you're guilty of crime A, you're also guilty of causing in some way, in some form, crime B, C, D, E, F, and G. That's exactly what's happening here, okay? So he's found guilty of murder. Now, this is not where it ends for Tay K, because he got another murder case. And actually, in the other murder case, he's accused of pulling the trigger with a kid that was like kind of on his car at Chick-fil-A and he supposedly shot him. That's even more serious than this one, but this pretty much ends all hopes of any Tay K fans and any hopefuls that Tay K is getting out of jail soon. He's accused, not accused, he's convicted. Convicted. Now we can officially say it, of murder. And that's going to come with decades in prison. That's going to come with probably him trying to get an appeal, which still is going to take decades. So at this point, well, we could say he doesn't have life yet, but he could serve life. But he still has another murder trial where, in that case, to be honest, they could be looking for the death penalty. However, we'll see what happens. Again, there's a lot to this case that we're still going to go through because I believe there's so many lessons that can be taught with this case. But the breaking news is that he's found guilty of murder. It took 4 hours. 4 hours for the jury to decide that. Again, hopefully Tay K and his family, they hold their head. But of course, you got to send prayers out to the victim because, to be honest, if you read the story and you hear the story of how this murder was committed, the person who got shot ain't had shit to do with shit. They ain't even come to rob him. They came to rob his roommate. And he was an honest and innocent bystander. Okay, get in comment box. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. You guys let me know what you feel about this. Again, the law is the law. Not because you make great music means you're above the law. And this is another example of that. Your boy Akademiks, get in the comment box. I'll keep you updated. Come on.